By the time you're done watching this video, you are going to know more about the science of pain than a lot of your healthcare providers. And there are two things that you need to understand first. One is that pain does not happen in our tissues. Pain happens in the brain. The second is that there are multiple mechanisms by which pain actually occurs. And the first of which we're going to start with is the most basic. It's what most of us think of when we think about pain. Let's say you're walking barefoot and you stub your toe. There are specialized nerve endings in your toe tissues that detect a threat to homeostasis, or they detect a potential threat to the homeostasis of those tissues. They take that signal, we call it a threat signal at this point, and they send it along the nerves up to the spinal cord, through the spinal cord up to the brain. The brain gets the message, it talks to itself, and it decides, do I need to sound the pain alarm? Do I need to output pain? And if I do, how loud do I need to sound that alarm in order to cause the body to spring into action? This is the type of pain that we call nociception. Sometimes the nervous system, the brain, can output pain in the absence of any true threat to the tissues. I like to describe it as if the nervous system is in helicopter parent mode, where it's just seeing everything as a potential threat to the body. This occurs due to changes throughout the nervous system, changes with those specialized receptors I mentioned before with nociceptive pain, those receptors that get more sensitive to incoming stimulus. It occurs due to changes in the specialized nerves in your spinal cord, as well as the part of your brain that interprets incoming stimulus, along with some other parts of the brain as well. This is a type of pain that we call nociplastic pain. We call it plastic because the nervous system is constantly changing in response to its environment. And just because it changes in the more negative direction, we can also change it back. We just treat it differently than we would treat purely nociceptive pain. I want to be clear that just because pain happens in the brain, and this nociplastic pain happens due to nervous system changes, this does not mean that pain is in your head. Our psychology, our history as just animals on this planet undoubtedly affects our pain experience. But right now we're just talking about the basics of pain physiology. Now, there's one other pain mechanism that we call peripheral neuropathic pain. I don't want to spend as much time on it here, but basically it's like nociceptive pain, but the tissue of concern is actually the nerve itself. This is what people feel when they're going through something like sciatica. My last little tidbit of information for you is that all of these pain mechanisms can coexist. It rarely, if ever, is just one of them. So there you have it, the basics of pain physiology. Follow along for more information on the science of pain and how it intersects with the science of mindfulness.